students, how are you? Yeah, welcome to the final week before we have our midterm exam, which is week 7. And for English 2 for Diploma 3, we have still with me, Miss Manala Sapasaribu. And for this course, KU31201, we will have our topic, the last topic about discussing about technology for this semester, which is about defense technology. So for these materials, the objective is for students to be able to understand some vocabularies and readings related to defense technology, and also implementing some prepositions relatable or relevant to the defense technology text. Okay, so and in this video I will also explain a little bit about your midterm exam test. Okay, so without further ado, let us check the material for this week. Alright, so as you can see, the outline for this week is very quick review, and then we'll have a topic for week 7, which is about defense technology. So, very quick review, everyone. So, last week we were talking about appropriate technology, and we have seen a text about Trevor Bayliss, who designed technology as an answer towards a problem of electricity or power in a particular area. Okay, so basically appropriate technology is technology that is suitable to a specific community to answer their very problematic problem. Okay, so that's appropriate technology. So for this review session, what I'm going to ask you to do, I want you to think of an appropriate technology that you think will be suitable for your community based on a problem that you've seen. Okay, so for example, if there is lack of water in your area, then what kind of technology do you think should be created or invented in order to solve this problem? Okay, so I'm looking forward to look at your answer. So please post this and the answer in our YouTube comment, everyone, so we can discuss it later, and I will also respond to it in your YouTube comment. Okay, so that's for the review. Now we'll go on to the material for this week. So as a warm-up activity, I give you a question over here. What kind of technology do you know that is implemented in defense sector? Okay, so probably for example, IoT, if you talk about something related to computer engineering students, and IoT implemented in defense sector, then tell me how this IoT based is implemented in defense sector. And also for example, for IT students, probably radar, red infrared detecting people, something like that, I reckon can become an alternative technology in used in defense technology. Yeah, so think of one kind of technology that you know can be implemented in defense technology. Okay, later we will discuss this answer in our practicum session. Alright, now for this activity, so it's going to be a reading activity, and I have put the reading in our campus information system. So have a look at the reading, and then I want you to answer this question for me. There are 3 questions as a comprehension question. So what is the hull made of, and then what is Frisbee equipped with, and where is CIC located? So you will find out the answer if you read the text, and the text is available in our campus information system. So have a look at the reading, and don't forget for the reading, please record your voice, and then later we'll check the pronunciation in our practicum session. Okay, so that's the first activity. Now we will move on to the next one, which is about yeah, which is about the reading comprehension related to picture. Yeah, so I give you here a picture, and I want you to relate this picture with the reading that we have for today. So if last week we are talking about numbers, now this week we are talking about pictures. So how can you relate information in a text with a picture or with numbers? Okay, and for this one I have a picture, and I want you to relate this picture with the reading of Fisby, the reading today. Okay, so what information can you tell from this picture according to what you have read just now? Okay, so that's the next activity. So now we will be talking about the future tense. So I think this is a very common tense, okay? The fact that you have learned English since junior high school, I think future tense has been discussed quite extensively. So very quickly, we'll just have a quick review on the tenses discussion. So future tense is to describe plans and future action, okay? So anything that is that you intend to do in the future, then you use future tense. Okay, and I guess the formula is quite simple. Just use subject plus will plus the verb 1 and the object. Okay. Yeah, so for this is the pattern. So you use will, and for the negative you use will not or won't. Okay, and the example is this. So future defense will utilize a lot of technologies, and future defense will not utilize a lot of technologies. Yeah, so I don't really give exercise for this tense because I think it's quite common, but there will be a final activity at the end of this slide for today that you will do later when you and you will execute or utilize future tense for answering the question. Okay, so that's for the first topic for the grammar, which is future tense, and the second one will be about preposition. Okay, so what is actually a preposition? According to Merriam-Webster dictionaries, a preposition is a function word that is typically combined with a noun phrase to form a phrase which usually expresses a modification or predication. So it's actually just a simple word, I would say, but it is very significant to indicate whether the noun is actually a place, a time, or something like that. Okay, so let us check the examples of preposition. So there are four that I am writing over here. We have time, preposition of time, preposition of place, preposition of movement, and there are actually other kinds of prepositions. So we're going to look at this one by one. So what is actually preposition of time? I think everybody knows this one. We already talked about time clause. So at, between, after, before, by, in, and from. These are the examples of preposition of time. And then for preposition of place, so this indicates places so place of a noun. So for example, if you say school, school is actually a noun, but when you say at school, then it becomes a place. Okay, so indicate preposition of place. Okay, so at the school, so you are talking about the adverb of place over there. So that is the function of the preposition of place. Okay, so to modify the noun into adverb of place. Okay, so that's the second preposition, so preposition of place. And then we also have preposition of movement, which is across, along, down, from, and etc. There are quite plenty more. You can find the resource online. I think there are quite plenty explanation about prepositions over there. Yeah, and this is also the other preposition. So there's about, by, for, of, and with or without. Okay, so what are we going to do with this preposition? So I give you this link. So what I want you to do, I want you to do an individual practice of preposition questions that I have given from this link, so I take from online resource. I want you to have a look at the questions and then try to answer the preposition questions that are given in this link, okay? And then post your answer later in your notes, and then we're going to discuss it later in our practicum session, okay? So that's the first exercise that I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you to do. And the second one will be integrating the first grammar topic and the second grammar topic, which is about future tense and preposition, and also the topic for today, which is about defense technology, okay? So what is actually the exercise? What I want you to do is to talk about the future inventions in defense technology or in defense sector using the appropriate tense, yeah, because you're talking about future invention, then you're going to use future tense, okay? So so think about, you don't have to create something new, but maybe, you know, imagine something that is not available right now, and then you think that this is quite important to be happening in the future, then yeah, talk about it. You can write it down first, and then later we're going to discuss this answer in our practicum session, okay? So that's the first thing. And then the other thing, when you want to write down talking about the future invention in defense technology, I want you to also integrate not only the future tense, the first grammar, but also to integrate the correct preposition whenever you think it is applicable. I guess if you're writing a little bit about the future invention, then obviously you need to have preposition in that in your writing, okay? So make sure that when you choose the preposition, you choose the correct one for expressing something, okay? So when you express time, use the correct preposition of time, and then when you talk about the place, then you use the correct preposition of place, okay? So that's the practice for you, and then we will discuss this in our practicum session. Okay, and that will bring me to the final topic, which is about midterm exam. Okay, so for as you know, we are going to have our midterm exam next week. So midterm exam will take the material from week 1 until week 7. Okay, so all the topic that we have discussed from week 1 and week 7 is going to be tested in our midterm exam. So how does our midterm exam look like? So it will be like this. So there will be two types of tests, which is the first one is written test and the second one is oral test. So what is actually the written test? So written test is pretty much asking you about the vocabulary and the grammar that we have discussed from week 1 until week 7. Okay, and then the oral test is pretty much asking about your opinion about one particular topic or some particular topics that we have discussed from week 1 until week 7, and integrating the correct vocabulary and the correct grammar in the oral test later on. Okay, so it's pretty much like making a video, and then later you're going to upload it in, I think you cannot upload it directly to eCourse, so upload it in Google Drive, and then later copy the link and put it in the eCourse, okay, to make it easier for me to check it later. Okay, so that's pretty much the information about your midterm exam. The duration for the test is only 2 hours, so for the test, make sure you have good internet connection and your device is ready for the test. And make sure you also be ready, because Zoom and eCourse are going to be used for the medium of the test. And if possible, I think I'm going to have the eCourse with SEB, secure exam browser. So yeah, so to avoid any kind of cheating and yeah, stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, again, if you have questions about the midterm exam, you are most welcome to ask me in the class or personally to personal chat. Okay, so that's our discussion for midterm exam. Last but not least, I really ask the students not to do plagiarism or cheating, because I never tolerate students who are cheating during the test. Okay, and I have mentioned this over and over again in our classroom, so keep in mind. If you don't know, just do your best, but you never do cheating, because it's actually violating, and it is crime to education. Okay. And finally, I would say keep calm and study for UTS. I wish you all good luck for your test, everyone. We will still meet for before our UTS, our midterm exam. So I hope everything is good. And if you have questions, again, you are most welcome to ask me or keep it. And then later in our practicum, you can ask me in person. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching this video. Here are the references for the material this week. And I hope to see you in the last practicum before our midterm exam. Alright, so that's all. I'll see you in the practicum and enjoy the rest of your day and stay healthy, everyone, wherever you are. Goodbye.